Hey friends, welcome to Cards by TLC. My name is Tammy Savello and welcome back to my weekly Fun Fold Fridays. And we are bringing you another Fun Fold. We are doing a premiere video, so if you are catching me live at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Friday, August 25th, you will notice a live chat off to the right hand side of the screen. I'm actually here in the live chat to answer any questions that you may have. And if you are catching the replay, not a problem. I will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Just put hashtag replay and your question that you may have so I can go back and answer that for you. Today we are creating a cute, fun step-up card using my absolute favorite stamp set and coordinating dies. It is the Share a Milkshake, but well, it's not really a bundle anymore, but it's a stamp set and coordinating dies. And it can be found in the annual catalog, but this is actually probably one of my favorite bundles because I love the way you can build things up. I love how you could be creative with the ice cream or the sundae or whatever you may choose. But be sure to stick around till the end of the video and I will share some more fun samples I did in my live class yesterday. So let's go ahead and go over the pieces that we will need to create for this card. We will be, now remember all the sizes and dimensions are on my blog post today at cardsbytlc.com. So after you watch the video, feel free to hop on over there and you can get your sizes and dimensions there. But I will be going over all of the sizes and dimensions in this video. So our first main card base, and this is in fresh freesia, this is actually cut at 4 1/4 by 11. And we will have a second card piece that's attached to the front of the card here. This basically our folding out mechanism piece. And this piece is cut at 2 1/2 by 7. You will have two basic white pieces. One is going to be your standard card for the inside right here that you do your sentiment there. And this is cut at 4 1/8 squared. So 4 1/8 squared. And then you also are going to have an embossed piece. And this is actually embossed in our painted texture 3D embossing folder. Again, in basic white. And then you have two designer pieces that are from our 6x6 in color family. And this is from the Subtle family. And this is in soft seafoam. Our first piece is 2 3/8 by 5 3/8. And then you will have one piece that is 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then we have our 1/2 inch strip, so a 1/2 inch by 4 1/8 for the inside of our card. So let us start off by scoring our card bases so we can get that out of the way. And let's bring in our handy dandy trimmer and scoring mechanism. That's what I love about our trimmers, that it has the scoring blade right on it. So it has our cutting blade and our scoring blade that's right on that. And we are going to extend our arm out, and our trimmer goes all the way up to about 17 and maybe 1/4 inch, just a little bit past 17 inches. So it extends pretty far out there. Let's go ahead and just kind of slide that down. And our first scoring is going to be at 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and line that up at 4 1/4. Score, not cut. And then we're going to be lining that up at 8 1/2 all the way down here. At 8 1/2, let's bring this down there. And 9 3/4. Let me go over those scoring dimensions again. That's 4 1/4. 8 1/2 and 9 3/4. Then we're going to bring in our smaller piece, and we can go ahead and close this arm down here because we're done with the extended part. And we are going to score that at 5 1/2. So 5 1/2. And there's that score line. So let's go ahead and bring in our bone folder and varnish those edges. So you're going to flip that over, fold that up, and then you're going to flip that back, and then we're going to fold that to kind of make our peaks and valleys, and then fold that forward. And so your card base is kind of gonna look like that when it's said and done. So let me kind of show you that. So again, we are gonna go fold up, flip that over, fold that down, and then fold that back. And let's varnish those edges, crease those up good and nice. And then just fold this piece over. And then I think what we're going to go ahead and do is let us go ahead and start with the inside of the card. When I create my cards, I always like to do the inside piece first. So let's go ahead and add that 1/2-inch strip on there and stamp that sentiment. Come in. That down, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment from the stamp set of Celebrate. Ooh, my goodness, I'm getting ink on me already, and I better get a baby wipe because we are dealing with white cardstock and I don't want to end up with streaks on my cardstock. Okay, let's go ahead and come in here with the Celebrate. Stamp that right in the center. There we go. Then I'm going to close that. And let's go ahead and put that on the inside panel right there. I just want to make sure I'm putting that correctly. Yes. Go. And this is a quick and easy, I found that this is the quick and easy way to do a stepped up card. I have seen other stepped up cards, but this one seems to work the best for me. So let's go ahead and put that piece of designer paper right there on the front and get that done and glued down. That down. Nice little border there, and then we're going to bring in this other piece of designer paper and glue that to our front panel piece right there. Make a nice little border around. I like to do the liquid glue so it allows for wiggle room. Okay. And then this piece is going to be glued down to the front, and then that flap is going to fold down and be glued to the back. But let us go ahead and start off. Before we put those pieces together, I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper, and we are going to add some color to our painted texture piece of white paper. And what I loved about this, I thought it looked like a fun gelato ice cream. So I'm going to come in with the Fresh Freesia and my blending brush, and we're going to just add some color to give it some dimension. I mean, I could have left it white for sure, but I thought adding some color and blending, I don't know about you, but blending to me is my peaceful, happy place. I love blending. Some people like coloring. I do love to color, but blending to me makes me very happy, and it's very peaceful and like just makes me happy. And it's just enough, not super dark, but just enough to add some color and add some texture to that. So that is done. Let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the way. And then I'm going to come in here and add that back panel piece to my card base. And when I have any type of embossed piece, I like to use the liquid glue, because the embossing, especially on the 3D embossing folders, it really breaks down those fibers. And I have a tendency, like if I use the Stampin' Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus, that is a more durable adhesive, and I feel like that just you'll have room for tearing. So to avoid that tearing, I just decided to just use that liquid adhesive and marry those fibers down, and there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and I'm going to add actually the really strong durable adhesive Stampin' Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus just to that bottom portion, and we are going to close that down, line that up smack dab in the center where it hits the bottom of that. It hits the bottom, line that up right at the bottom of your card base, and that lanes down there. Now I'm going to slightly add some adhesive right there on the edge. So I'm going to add the adhesive just along this edge strip right here, and just a nice thin line of glue. And the reason why I want to make that thin and don't want to use Stampin' Seal is I just need a thin strip to that, because it just lines it up just right on that edge right there. So we're going to hold that down just a minute so it can stay down. And there is our step up portion. So now let's go ahead and decorate the top part of it here, and let's bring in our sample card. I have actually pre-cut and pre-stamped some stuff, but let me go over the pieces that I've done that. This circle is the second to the largest of the Stylish Shapes dies, and that is going to be our sentiment, where we're going to stamp our sentiment. And I have pre-cut this out in pecan pie, which is the cone. And then I have stamped and pre-cut in fresh freesia the ice cream portion. And then I have just cut out in fresh freesia another piece of the ice cream. I have pre-cut our cherry directly out in sweet sorbet, and then in basic white for the whipped cream on top, I have cut that out. So let us go ahead and start in, I think, oh, and then in behind here, I have pre-cut out the cross hatch. Words are hard. The cross hatch piece in fresh freesia. And with this, you definitely want to use our self-adhesive strips, and that becomes more like a sticker. Otherwise, you are going to be one cranky person trying to add glue to that. So let's go ahead and start off with our cone. And then I noticed that when you cut this out, this score line is a little fussy. So you really kind of want to work that in. Bring your bone folder and crease those edges really well. So we're going to just add some adhesive right there, and I'm just going to bring in some glue and then fold that down and just press down on that really quick. I'm just going to hold that for a second just to hold that down. In fact, I think I'm going to bring in my shot glass and hold that down accordingly. And then we are going to go ahead and add our whipped cream to that. But before we do that, you'll notice a little slit here in our cut. I'm just going to slide that cherry in just like so. And then I'm going to come in and add our whipped cream. I'm just going to kind of tuck that under that. But I'm going to add some glue here, just a little bit goes a long way. Oop. See, I'm already kind of fumbling that. I'm going to pull that cherry out actually, and we'll put that on next. But let's go ahead and put our whipped cream down. And then come in with our cherry, and there we go, and then angle that right on top. And now I'm going to come in with this piece and just add some liquid adhesive just to the bottom half. And then I'm going to kind of cover that slit there so it kind of builds up that portion there. Now I'm going to come in with my cone, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right there on the edges of the cone. Line that up, press that down. Then I'm gonna kind of bring in my shot glass, and I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp our sentiment on our circle in Fresh Freesia. You are the cherry on top is our sentiment. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with my crosshatch, peel that backing off. See how that comes off real nicely? We're gonna lay that flat just like so, directly on the card base. And then I'm going to come in with my circle, but I'm only gonna add adhesive just to the half side of things because I don't wanna glue it down to the piece that pops up, because otherwise it won't pop up properly. Lay that down, press that down, and then we're gonna add some Stampin' dimensionals and pop our ice cream up. And then come in at an angle. And then we are going to finish off with our tinsel gems in the Fresh Freesia color. That. There we go. There. And there we have it. There is our fun fold for today. It's a cute little pop-up. I really like how it can just stand up really nicely on someone's desk, but it's not your traditional fold of a card. But I really like how if you have a narrow enough item that you can put on there, this will be great. I think I'm going to play with this fold with some pumpkins that we might have coming up in our new mini catalog that is featuring on September 6th. So stay tuned for a video for that. Maybe next week's Fun Fold Friday might be a sneak peek of what that is to come. But I want to thank you all for stopping by today. I sure hope that you give this fun fold a try. And if you do, please be sure to tag me in it. I would love to see your creations. I'm at Cards by TLC on all social media platforms. if you enjoyed today's project, I would love for you to make sure you click that like button on my video. That helps my channel grow out to more people to see. And if you know of anyone that would love to watch my weekly lives, please be sure to share my channel with them. That really helps me out so much. And one last thing, if you have not yet subscribed, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that notification to all so you don't miss any of my future lives. Now at the beginning, I said I am going to share some of my other samples that I created in yesterday's live, and that is also in the description box below, so be sure to check that live out. But we created these 3 cards. We created this cute little note card, and then these 2 additional cards. So I had a lot of fun creating all of these projects this week. I am off to celebrate a birthday weekend, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and please be sure to join me next Friday for another Fun Fold Friday. Bye everyone.